Good morning. Today we'll be talking about fitness and exercise. It's especially important around this time, and we'll let you know why. Thank you, Dr. Chinasa, and our fitness instructors for coming on this program today. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Now, Dr. Chinasa, there's been so much, going on. A lot of people are worried. People are literally dropping dead left, right, and center. And everybody is like worried. What's going on? Is it the stress? What is going on? Why are people dying? So many people dying. This again is the last month, the December month. They call them the Ember months, and people have a lot of fears and so on. But we know that there's a secret weapon that people don't know about and are not using, and that is exercise, fitness and exercise. So can you tell us about fitness and exercise and why it's medically important for people to know about it?
Thank you so much, Dr. Pamela. This season, this Ember season is key because, yes, like we know a lot of people have been slumping. There's a lot of slumping and dying effect. I call that the slumping and dying effect. But one of the most underused pills that can alleviate this condition is exercise. I call it an underused pill because exercise has, the benefits of exercise, of fitness and exercise is tremendous, from blood pressure control to weight control to blood sugar control to help improve mental health to improving overall well-being. So the fitness on its own is pretty much a state of health and well-being whereby someone is able to, do everything they need to do with maximum endurance, maximum resistance, maximum strength. So if you find out that you're going through your day and you're not able to achieve everything you need to do maximally, then you're not physically fit. And that is where exercise comes in as that pill you need to undertake. Exercise is so good for cardiorespiratory health. Cardiorespiratory diseases is still cardiovascular diseases is still one of the leading cause of deaths globally, and it's leading the globe here in Nigeria, in Africa. And one thing I always say is, really, if you do not make time for something as simple as exercise, be ready to make time for sickness. And so when you're thinking budget, I don't have money, I need to, one thing that is free is exercise. And you don't need to go to the gym. You have to think basic, just get up and move. Just move where you are. Instead of taking the keke, instead of taking the bus, walk. Just use the staircase instead of using the lift. Simple things like this will improve your heart health, and it can bring down your blood pressure, bring down your blood sugar, and it's just amazing. It's just something that everyone can apply effectively.
Now you've been talking, and I know you're a strong advocate of fitness and exercise, and I have to confess that I find exercise difficult. I've always found exercise difficult. And in fact, one of the reasons why I actually like it when I travel, because what I find is when I travel, without any effort, I'm doing 7,000 to up to even 17,000 steps in a day. But when I'm here, one thing or another, pressure, work, you're always sitting down, working, sitting down all the time, and not doing the exercise that I need. So what makes you able to get up and go? And how can you inspire others to do so?
So one easy thing I do is to use my phone. I set every top of the hour, my phone rings or my watch rings. So either one, 8 o'clock, your phone is beeping. 9 o'clock, your phone is beeping. So if you're at work from 8 to 5 and every top of the hour, your phone is beeping that you should get up and move, then you get up and move. By the time you're done listening to music is one thing that makes everybody happy. Whatever genre of music you like, just play that music, put on your headphones and walk for 3 minutes. Most songs are between 3 to 5 minutes. So you could put on your headphones or earphones and just listen to that music that makes you happy, whether jazz, blues, religious music, any type of music, and just move around in your office. You don't even need to go outside. Just move back and forth in your office, and that's it. Another thing you can do is, if you're one that always receives phone calls or you have meetings a lot, every time you're on phone, stand up and walk. Just pace back and forth. If you're in a meeting, hold your phone, pace back and forth. If you can sign on your phone, just keep pacing back and forth. You will be shocked at how many steps you can get in just within your office. It's all about being intentional. We need to be intentional and know that this is about our health. And because you are prioritizing your health, because you are choosing yourself, it will prompt you to unconsciously make those decisions that will help improve you, help improve your health, because you already know that, hey, this thing is going to help me reduce the pain on my knees. It's going to reduce the pain on my waist. It's going to reduce the back pain I feel. Exercise is so good for even sleep, to help improve sleep. You know, a study showed that over 75% of primary care visits are related to sleep. Not sleeping. People are not sleeping anymore. Exercise is that underused sleeping pill that people are not using. So even to sleep better, you can just get up and pace up and down your living room, back, forth, no matter how short it is. The thing is the mindset, the goal, what you want to achieve. And because you are being intentional, because you are choosing you'll be able to make time for it. So one thing, music, your phone beeping, when you are on a long call, even if it's 3 minutes call, just stand up and start pacing where you are. And you will realize that you're getting in your steps before the day is over. So that's pretty much what motivates me. And I like to choose myself. I like to improve my health. So because of that, I will do that for me.
Oh, I think that's inspirational. But I think a number of people still need to know a bit more. Like, for example, they hear you say, this thing is good for cardiovascular health. It will help me reduce my blood pressure. It will help me do. Really? Why? You need to convince them. Okay, so why are you saying that? Who told you that, as they say? Who told you?
I would say because one, this is pretty much all I do. I'm a board certified lifestyle medicine physician. And because I'm a board certified, that's really the process of training to become board certified. We saw there are a lot of evidence that show that this can improve this. So it's not just them say, it's that there has been numerous studies that have been done to show that people that exercise had improved health outcomes than those that did not exercise. We've seen people that exercise had improved blood sugar readings. And really, even if they don't want to, the cost of medication right now will motivate you to actually move. When you remember that your doctor can put you on 3 times a day medication, on your own, you will stand up and start jogging on the spot. It will just happen.
In fact, actually, that actually is a very, very sensitive spot. It's not a matter of your doctor can put you. There are many people who are on medication who simply can't afford it. Where they used to take their medicine every day, some people are saying, well, it's only once or twice a week I can take it. So are you saying that doing this exercise now can help them? How?
Something as basic as walking. I'm sure that even before your doctor prescribed your medication, your doctor must have recommended exercise. It's always first line when we say lifestyle modification. When it's the way it is in our textbooks, lifestyle modification, then we say the medication. Lifestyle modification before we talk about medication. But most people do not pick on that lifestyle modification part. Now that is where I want you, that is the cheaper part. It is actually cheaper. Can you take a walk? That's all. I didn't say you should start running from Lagos to Shagamu. Just walk in your house. You do not need to, you're not competing with anybody. You're not going for Olympics. At your pace, you start slowly. And of course, when you're making these lifestyle changes, you're telling your physician that, hey, doc, I'm beginning to take walks. The problem is when people go they don't walk, they just decide to start sprinting, That's where there is now a problem. And you say, somebody was jogging and he slumped. I'm not going to jog again. The question is, did the person walk? There's no way that you will go to school and you have never been to school before and the school will put you in primary 3. Even if you're big, they'll put you start from nursery at least because they want you to grow and acquire that knowledge. It's the same thing with exercise. Start from kg. If you don't need to walk, crawl. After crawling, you walk. After walking, you will start doing brisk walk, then you start running. Most people just feel like, okay, this is it. I'm going to pick up intensity now, I have become Usain Bolt. And that is where the problem starts from. So the point, don't start wanting to find out, do you have athletic abilities in your gene? Just walk, basic, just do the most basic thing ever. Instead of sitting, stand. Instead of standing, walk. Like that, gradually, you find out that your health is improving and your doctor will be happy. You will be happy because you also be saving costs.
And also, actually, another part of it is you'll also be looking good. Because one of the things that I find, particularly this December, the number of functions, the number of events, the number of times people are giving you so much food to eat. Everybody puts weight on in December, and a lot of us can't afford that weight that we are putting on. So I think this is also, I think for me, is a motivating factor with exercise. How do we keep fitting into our clothes? As ladies, you know, times are hard. Can't be buying new clothes the way we used to. So how do we make sure we can stay in these ones, or even fit into some of the ones that perhaps have become a bit tight, and now we can, you know, bring them out, dust them out, and launch them again.
Exactly.
So no, I think you know, you're very right. Now is the time to look at it, because a lot of people say, you know what, I'll start it in the new year. But you're right.
Yeah.
The time to start it is now. Thank you very much. So, Dr. Chinasa, you were talking about certain conditions requiring specific prescriptions for exercise.
Oh yes. So certain conditions like cardiovascular diseases, that's the high blood pressure, heart diseases, you know, peripheral artery diseases, those kind of conditions, and metabolic conditions. Those are the like type 2 diabetes, and also certain endocrine conditions. They require a specific prescription, especially when the person has not been doing any form of physical activity before. They require physician clearance first. So it's important you tell your physician if you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, myocardial infarction, you know, such conditions, you have to tell your physician first so that you can get a clearance to go ahead exercising. That's key.
Amanda?
Yeah, and even adding to that, even when they get a clearance from their physician, they also need a guided kind of training or exercise regime. Because some clients, I work with several clients, we have to ask them, it's our duty to ask them, do you have specific conditions? Because if we do not know, then we cannot address those conditions accordingly. So they also need to talk to their instructor, and it's required that they should have a fitness instructor so that they can be guided. Such people, we do not leave them to perform exercises on their own, because some of them just go on YouTube, copy some exercises and feel it's okay, even though they have prescribed exercises. But the intensity, the duration matters a lot. And that's why, like Dr. Chinasa said initially, you have a case of people collapsing. Not even just because, even the tiniest exercise some people do, they can still collapse. It just depends on the intensity. You can be doing something for 5 minutes and just collapse. That is because of the intensity of that exercise, not even the duration at this particular time. So we just plead with people that if you have certain conditions, get a exercise expert or instructor to guide you on those prescribed exercises. That's one of the major things. So that's where we have those cases.
Thank you for talking to us. Now, what made you become a fitness instructor? What inspired you?
Clearly, first of all, I studied human kinetics and health, all about movement, and then the health education part of it. And then I went on to do occupational health and safety and economics as well, because they all work hand in hand. We also have biomechanics, anatomy, and physiology, because without knowing the human body and how it functions, you cannot really do things for anybody or even for yourself. So as a fitness specialist or a fitness instructor, you have to understand the human body and how it works, the different parts of the body, this body systems, and then specific like injuries, specific cases of illnesses. We need to know all those things so that we can address those situations accordingly. and know the kind of exercises to even embark
Describe.
on.
But how does your role differ from a physiotherapist?
Oh, well, for physiotherapists, they actually use machines. So most of them use machines. We use the natural parts. We use your own body, then we use exercise equipment as well. So not machines, but exercise equipment. I know you might say, oh, machines are like the unicars, in the gym, you have all the treadmills, and yeah, they're machines. But we're just talking about the equipment parts, say resistance bands, the dumbbells, the kettlebells, because the resistance band, we have several types of them. Yeah. So the different ones, then we have for instance, in yoga, we use just the yoga blocks, the mats. In Pilates, that's when you begin to add all those bands into it and all of that. So there are a range of exercises, and there are different equipment that go with them. So that's just the combination that we use. And in some cases, we don't even use anything at all. We expect, in some cases, we expect that you can use your body first. If you can use your body, like some people believe that until they lift weights, then they are not okay. And the truth is that for something like yoga, for an activity like yoga or Pilates, you use your body weight. And I tell people, once you can even lift your body weight, you don't even need the dumbbells and the heavy weights. Because imagine yourself lifting yourself and you are 60 kg. How do you lift yourself? When you can successfully do even press up, a push up, you're lifting your weight without any physical equipment. And then you are strengthening certain parts of your body, certain group of muscles in your body already without the external weight or the external load, what we call that. Because some of those things are actually damaging to the body if you do not do them the right way. That's the fact.
Very true, very true. And then you would actually end up with more problems if you don't get trained how to use them right, which a lot of people are not aware of. So some people go to the gym and end up having so much pain that it puts them off exercises altogether. So talking about that, now just because I know there are a lot of people who are like me, who are sitting down listening to this and think, these people have come again, talking about exercise. I did one gym membership, the thing ran out. I did another one, it ran out. I never ever went to any. What can we do for those of us? She's talked about walking, but I'm sure there's more than walking that we need to do. How do you inspire people who just want to sit at home but yet find a way to get going?
Okay, yeah, sitting at home, I like Dr. Chinasa said rightly, and even in economics, we advise that that's sedentary living actually. So when you sit, you set a timer, 30 minutes, you're up, you're moving around. But in terms of motivation, because it's quite difficult, especially for human beings, that's why some people get fitness trainers, because they can't really do these things themselves. So aside from the music and all that, you can make it all fun and games for yourself. You can get some equipment that you can use. Like if you get those resistant bands, they're usually fun to use because you get to explore your body. You get to explore how far you can go with these things. So just a little bit of pull from some of those bands in different directions, you begin to find out that, oh, I can actually do this, I can do this. And then you want to go further. Those are the little motivation that we can put out to people. Then also probably by watching some videos too. Some people prefer, even if they sit at home and they're watching a video, they can be motivated to move aside from music because they are seeing things, they are seeing people moving, even if it's not a serious movement, maybe just dance and all that. They see, and we as humans, we are triggered by what we see sometimes, aside from what we hear. So they get motivated with that as well. Then, well, people read books though. Some books have pictorial depiction of people that do exercises, how they look, and the ones that don't look too well when they don't do exercises. So if there is a kind of PDF or pop-ups that come out having this this view of people doing something, an activity, people get motivated by that as well. I've seen people that actually get motivated by that.
Wow.
So,
Now, unfortunately, the program is coming to the end, and I need to ask this question. First, biggest question for me is dancing. How effective is dancing as an exercise? Because I like to dance. Is that enough?
Actually, it's not enough, but there are different stages of dance. You have the mild dance. It, like, again, I talked about intensity in the first time I talked about exercise. So we have the intensity of the dance and the duration. So even if you like to dance, at what intensity are you dancing to reach a certain rate of metabolism, where your metabolism kicks in? Because some people have slow metabolism. So if you like dance and slow and all that, it can be relaxing. That's why we need to address that there are also different reasons for the exercise. Are you doing it for emotional stress? Are you doing it because you want to lose weight? Are you doing it because you just want to keep fit? Are you doing it because you want to improve the mobility of your joints? So first of all, you need to identify, as a person, you need to identify, why am I even exercising? Because saying, oh, for general well-being, some people don't even understand what the general well-being is. But by the time you break it down to people and say, oh, do you want to look good? Do you want to be 10 years younger? Exercise. Do you want to have strong bones? And do you want to put off arthritis? Do this. If you want to get your heart rate pumping up, because some people are a little bit of lazy, and then they need their they need their heart to pump blood properly, do this. So like the Dr. Chinasa said, the cardiovascular system too is on its own. So there are some exercises you do just for emotional release. Very slow, nice exercises. Yoga, I specialize in yoga right now because it is what I deal with seniors. So it's safe for them. But again, yoga intensity matters. You might think it's all about sitting down and meditating and all of that. It's beyond that. You could make it cardio and people cannot even do it. And they'll say, but it's yoga. But that doesn't mean. It can be for distressing, what we call the yin yoga. And then you're just calm. You might not be burning as much, calories as you think you want to burn, because it's just for emotional release. And then when you step it up a little bit to the cardio part, you will burn a lot of calories, and it is synonymous to even weightlifting. So some people say, oh, I want to look like this. I want to be sculpted, body sculpting. You see some women going to the gym and all they do there is squatting. Why are they squatting? They want their asses to be sculpted. And that's another mistake a lot of people make. You do not just build one part of your body. You work on all groups of muscles in order to have proportional body and then equality around the body anyway. So some men too, they build their upper part. They carry the dumbbells and the heavy weights, and they forget the lower part of their body. And that can even cause problems for them. Some of them later have backaches and they begin to wonder, but I've been exercising for years. But what have you been doing? It has been damaging the body over time. And these body damages, they don't come at once. They come gradually. You hardly even notice it. Although some people, they get signs because the body will give you signs. If you ignore the signs and continue, then you just end up damaging your body. And unfortunately, we all age. As you're aging, the body is degenerating, the spine is degenerating. So whatever you do when you're young will have an effect when you're old. I'm currently working with somebody that is like 65 years old. And he told me he used to exercise then. Why is he having these issues? I said, were you doing it correctly? What were you doing? Who was guiding you? So you might be doing that and then. Sorry?
But so what the moral of the story is we need to exercise, but we need to know what we need to do well.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, time is gone for us, so we can't really focus on much. I don't know, Dr. Chinasa, do you have any last words for our listeners?
I would just say, don't overthink it, just do it. Like, be like Nike, using Nike, or sometimes I call it Nike. Just do it, just move. Just don't overthink it, just move.
So, can you tell us, you've been explaining to us that some things damage the body more if you don't do it properly. And you are clearly somebody who is skilled, who understands these things. If somebody wants to reach out to you to find out how to get you, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, I have a website and I have an IG handle. So where you can actually reach me on those platforms. So my website is www.aecworldsite.wordpress.com. And my IG handle is just simply Amanda Ego Yoga. That is Amanda ERGOYOGA, Ego Yoga. So the reason why that is because I combine economics with what I do with yoga as well, because economics is all about the body alignment, and yoga too deals with the body alignment.
Now, obviously, some people who would like to would reach out to you, but for people who just want to start exercise, you recommend that they do get a fitness instructor, someone who knows what's going on before they start, or to work with initially?
Yes, exactly. It's like a building block. So even if you want to stop, even if you don't need an instructor later in life, you can just get them to start and put you through the basics, and you build upon that over time. Because if you take it as a lifestyle, and that's one other thing, having a fitness instructor is also a great motivation. Some people cannot do stuff without somebody telling them what to do. There are people that I go to in the mornings and they are still on their bed and like, oh my God, do I have to stand up? But because I am already there, they don't have a choice. They have to get up. But going to the gym, for some people, they sleep off and say, what do I have to go today? That's why you mentioned that you pay for the gym a whole month and maybe you go there just twice. Because there's nobody that pushes you there. But if you had somebody coming to meet you in your house and saying, knock, 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 it's time, do this and do that and do this and do that, you can't really say no. You have to go along with it. So that's a motivation on its own. So get an instructor, especially if you have some medical conditions and exercise has been prescribed for you. Really, really get somebody to guide you through, a certified instructor, because not everybody's certified. That's the truth. So a certified instructor to avoid damaging your body or making things worse than what they are. And then you can easily reach your goals, your fitness goals, actually.
Yes, and I think for me is to, encourage people to start this year. And in fact, I'm going to start myself after speaking to you now, because I think, why wait? We need to do more. I do walk, but I don't walk enough. And I'm going to see how much more I can do in terms of a lot of things you've been talking about. So thank you very much for being so inspirational. We've enjoyed talking to you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for new video updates.